can smell the vanilla and the cinnamon. Oh, everything here smells so good this morning. It smells almost like, you know, in the fall, how you have all those good cinnamon scents.
It does. Cinnamon's like the best flavor.
I know.
And smell.
It smells so good. So we're making a cinnamon cake.
Cinnamon bun cake. You might have heard it called a sock it to me cake, a honey bun cake, all about the same thing. Just my version. So
okay, so pretty much your breakfast food, but a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Your breakfast cinnamon roll.
Giant coffee cake, basically.
Excellent. All right, well, tell us what we need to get started with this.
Okay, you need 1 butter cake mix, 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, 4 eggs, 8 ounces of sour cream, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 cup of graham cracker crumbs, 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons milk, and a tablespoon of vanilla.
And just because there's more of it, it doesn't mean you have to share it.
That's true. But it is the perfect make it and take it to the office.
Yeah, it does look great for taking to the office. So Bill, next week, he'll bring that. All right, well, when we come back, we're going to put this all together and try out our cinnamon bun cake. We're cooking with the W. Don't go away. Welcome back to Sunrise. We're cooking with the W, and we are making a delicious cinnamon bun cake.
Yes, I'm going to make the cake batter, and I'm going to get you to make the cinnamon filling that we're going to swirl into it. So you're going to swirl together the brown sugar, the graham cracker crumbs, the cinnamon, and the melted butter. But just put the butter in last, because that way you can get tossed.
Okay, but you can put the dry ingredients in any order, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in our butter cake mix.
Okay.
And I have 4 eggs. I went ahead and lightly beat them. You don't have to. But since I'm stirring by hand.
Cake mix is such an easy thing. If you buy it, keep it in your pantry.
I always
so many uses for it, and it's not expensive at all.
When they're on sale, I always stock up and get like butter, yellow, white, usually a spice cake mix too. And so here's our 8 ounces of sour cream. I also put in our vegetable oil. I just use canola.
Okay. And you want to melt your butter?
Yes, melt the butter. It's a 1/4 cup.
Oh, that's cinnamon. It's excellent.
And so you're going to stir by hand about 50 strokes.
Yours?
Mine.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just toss until everything's moistened.
All righty.
So it doesn't take long.
It's an easy by hand thing. No need for a mixer.
Yeah, no need. Just go ahead, and all you want to do is make sure all the large lumps are gone. And it doesn't take long, as long as you have some rubber spatulas. And if you don't have any, you need some.
Yes, I suggest that as well. Or your hands will always do. Your best utensil. I'm just kidding.
Don't mix your cake by hand. Mix it by hand, but not with your hand.
Not with your hand.
So this is about what we're looking for, a nice yellow. Now, if you don't have a butter cake mix, you can use a yellow one.
Okay.
And even white would be fun, too. If you do see some larger lumps, just take your rubber spatula and kind of press up against the side. If you do want to use your electric mixer and you don't think you can mix it by hand, mix the wet ingredients and then fold in the cake mix.
Okay. Well, what's the difference between a butter cake and a yellow cake?
Butter just has butter extract into it.
Oh.
That's it.
A little richer? Okay. Okay.
So I'm going to pour half this batter into a pan.
Okay.
Glass 13 by 9.
Not greased.
Oh, it's supposed to be
okay.
greased.
Sorry.
I forgot.
This one will just be a little tricky to
Don't
get
tell the secret.
Sorry. But you do grease it.
Yeah, grease your pan.
Okay.
This one's going to stick.
That's okay.
That's
I'll eat it off of the pan.
So we want to spread it in, and that way, when you spread it in, if you do have a lump or two in your mix still, you can just mash them out.
And you're putting about half of it in there?
About half. Okay. You just want to be able to cover the bottom like this, and then I'm going to get you to just sprinkle this on top all the way down. Perfect. And this does taste just like a cinnamon roll, honey bun.
And you can make it at home. You don't even have to stop by your favorite grocery store or convenience store anymore and get your cinnamon rolls. You can make it at home.
That's right.
Excellent.
So the rest of the batter on top.
Okay.
Found a little dry spot. Mix it in. And then we're going to swirl all this together.
With a little knife thing?
Well, we're going to use this.
That's one of my favorites. One of my favorite tricks. It always makes it look so fancy.
Yeah, and if you'll go ahead and mix together glaze ingredients, we're not actually going to glaze this one, but you can see what the glaze is going to look like.
Do I need to do these in any order or just pop them all in? Okay.
All in. It's 2 tablespoons milk and a tablespoon of vanilla.
It smells so good.
So once this is covered, you just want to swirl.
And then we have our...
And then 1 cup of powdered sugar. Actually, I half the glaze from the original recipe, and you can make this in a bundt pan as well.
Oh, I bet that would be good.
Make sure you grease that. It'll stick bad.
And not as easy to get it out of a bundt pan as it is a 13 by 9.
And when you put it in the bundt pan, if you don't want to swirl after you put the second layer of batter in, when you slice it, you'll have that ribbon
Oh,
of
well,
the
that'll be
cinnamon
neat.
sugar
Yeah.
mixture.
I like the swirl. I think it makes it look fancy. It's pretty.
It is fancy. So that's all we look for. Right there. And so this will go into the oven at 325
Okay.
for 45 to 50 minutes. You do want to make sure it passes the toothpick test. And when you grease your pan, it's going to pull away from the sides.
Oh, okay.
This one probably won't, but that's okay.
It'll be a fun experiment at that.
And
Okay.
that's perfect. And this is what your glaze looks like. When it comes out of the oven, you want to go ahead and while it's still warm, glaze it and just
Okay.
drizzle over the top.
It'll really soak up all of the glaze.
Yeah, this is a very, very moist cake, but I stress it's a very sweet cake. Coffee cake, sweet. It's
Right.
meant to drink with coffee.
Okay.
So that's it.
Well, good. One of my
325. We're done.
All right. Well, we'll stick it in, and then we'll try it out when we come back. But first, let's check in with Jason. Get a look at your weather. Time.
You better hurry up, or this is going to be gone.
Do you like?
This is delicious.
Good.
Good.
It really does taste just like a honey bun.
Oh, wow.
It's delicious. And your glaze, this is where I drizzled it and it does harden up after
Okay.
it sits for a while. But it's a very moist cake. You get that from the oil and the eggs.
That
sour
sour
cream.
cream.
Sour cream adds a lot.
It helps a lot because a lot of times we were talking coffee cake can be dry sometimes, and this one is not at
More
all.
like that crumbly
Yeah.
texture. And so this is a moist one. Beautiful in a bundt pan. Try it. Delicious.
Must be good. I got an old wow from the weather guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never told me.
And this doesn't have caffeine in it like coffee, does it?
No.
You drink it with the coffee.
I thought maybe, okay. That's why they call
or
it coffee
eat it
cake.
with the coffee. You don't drink
Yeah,
it.
eat it with the coffee because it's so sweet. Coffee cuts the sweeter. It cuts the acidity of coffee, but it's delicious.
And you put that glaze on while it's still warm, right? You
I
don't
did.
have
I
to
pulled
wait
it
for
out of the oven
okay.
and immediately glazed it because I had to get to bed. So
I think it'd be good
And
with
it
a
works.
glass of ice cold milk, too.
you always ask me to bring
I
milk.
know.
I need to just carry like a little keg of milk
You should.
all
Yeah.
the time for my breakfast things. But it's on the
Or just a
website
keg.
or a keg. They could go with
Of
there
milk,
too.
I mean, of course.
Of course.
It's on the website as well as Tuesday's recipe, which was 7-layer Mexican chicken casserole.
Which we've already made at home. It's delicious.
I'm glad. Good.
It's not as
one.
good as yours, but I try. My kitchen was a wreck also.
And there's the website at the bottom of the screen.
Yep, ShannonLindell.com. Everything's there.
Very
Very
good, as usual.
Thank you.
All right. Take a break. Come back with more in just a moment. You're watching WCBI News Sunrise.